Live. Fantastic. Welcome to another module in the Biohacked Sleep Playbook series. Today we're going to talk about the role of technology and how that impacts your sleep. We live in a world that's full of tech. You're watching this on technology. I'm recording this on technology. So we're surrounded by it. What you don't know is these things that you surround yourself with is actually sending all kinds of signals to your body. And if you don't know what they are and what kind of impact it has on your body, guess what? You're not going to perform at your best. You're going to have you're not going to have your top high performance self. Your body and mind is not going to help you because you got all these things that's manipulating your biology, but you're not even aware. Just like in social media. There's all kinds of marketing message being put out there designed to manipulate, designed to get you to buy their stuff or vote a particular way. And once you understand these things, you'll be able to see through these psychological tricks, right? But then there's this biological, I can call it tricks, but it's just because it's unconscious. These things we surround ourselves with in terms of technology, in terms of light, in terms of artificial environment, are having a biological impact. Once you know what they are, you can get control over it, and therefore you can get the quality sleep you're looking for to wake up energized, pumped, and motivated, ready to conquer your day. All right, so today we're going to focus in on technology and including its use and also the type of work we do on technology, how that impacts your sleep and what you can do to make sure that it doesn't impact you negatively and you can optimize your productivity while having good quality sleep. All right, let's go. Let us go. Okay, so what are we going to cover today? We're going to cover a typical, all these different technology uses in the evening, what they are and how they impact your sleep. Well, I'm going to show you what you can do about that, right? Give you some actual strategies for which you can then go and take action. I can't emphasize that enough. Knowledge is dead unless you implement it, right? Don't let this knowledge I'm about to share with you die. It doesn't want to die. You want to transform your life. You want to transform your productivity. So take action, please. Don't waste your time. All right, number one, right? Typical evening technology use cases that impact sleep. How do we use technology? Of course, we've got this thing called a screen for which you're watching this video on. I have mentioned in module 1 the role of light on your circadian rhythm, how that programs it, how it works and how you can take advantage of that so that you can program your body not just for sleep but for high level amount of energy during the day. And the screen that you're watching this on is a key source of light. And whether you know it or you don't know it, it's affecting your biology. And that's why, there's a lot of, I call it misinformation published by, manufacturers or people with special interest or gangs, right? They have gangs from you buying a particular thing. They will dismiss any concerns on health by saying there's no signs that indicate of harm. But then there is science to indicate there is a biological impact. It's just that it's very difficult. It's going to take decades and sometimes impossible, right? To work out how this technology use is a causation and correlation in different things. So what I'm sharing with you are things that will impact you on a biological basis and has been validated. It's difficult to say, okay, well, does that mean you're going to have cancer 15 years down the track? We don't know, right? But we do know that the screen use impact your sleep, and when you have poor sleep, it will impact your performance and your health. So that's why I want to point out. But screen use is, every night we go to bed, and that is essentially a flashlight on your brain. Your eyes, your retina, is an extension of your central nervous system. So as far as biologists are concerned, the back of your eyes is part of your brain. So what you're doing when you use screen at night, it's a giant torch. It's sending signal to say, wake up. It's daytime. You've got this bright light shining on your eyes, and that is going to impact our sleep. Entertainment. What kind of entertainment? What kind of game do you play? We do know that whether it's games or perhaps videos you watch, if it's something that's stimulating, right, that will impact your sleep. When you watch these, it could be scary or stressful videos, you create this fight, flight, freeze effect. And what that stimulate is excitement. And in other words, adrenaline, cortisol, those things rise, and that is not good for sleep. What about work, right? If you spend your time working on hardcore maths, spreadsheets, business calculations, logical thinking, right? Or thinking about making hard decisions or reflecting on your day, and that again the nature of what you're thinking and the work you do can create this anxiety, stress. Perhaps there's a conversation you had during the day, and it's sticky thought. And again, we have a module on sticky thought and sleep. If you haven't seen it, go back and see it. But these things, the nature of your work that you do at the time and the evening, can create that stress, which is going to impact your sleep, right? This is not something that's trivial. It's something that, if you care about performance, all these little things, including what type of work you want to do at night, has an influence on your performance. So, but you say, hey, I need to relax after a long day of work and watch some TV or play games. Okay, well, that's reasonable. You need to relax. You say, hey, I need to work on the screen till late at night, into the night. It's business, right? What can I do? Even without a screen, I don't want to waste my evening, and I need to be productive. These are all valid reasons for use of technology. We know that. I'm not denying that there is a need, but how can you do both? How can you have it all? That's what Executive Warrior is all about. You want to have your productivity. You want to be able to do what you love to do, but you don't want it to control you or influence you in a negative way. So this is where we are. Strategies so that we can take control of our productivity, of the work that we do. We can take control of our sleep and use technology that will help us. Okay, so screen use. Now, one thing that I have mentioned briefly before, let me see if I've got it here. Oh, there we go. Okay, now a good strategy where you can't control the light around your environment is we call blue blockers, but they're not all made equal. When you go to get your prescription, if you do wear glasses, you might be offered a blue tint or a kind of blue filter on your glasses. I'm going to tell you, they don't work. That's not enough. That doesn't block anywhere near enough of that blue light for you to have a biological impact. Okay, so that is where a real blue blocker glasses come in. I don't make any money from sponsoring. I don't make any money recommending these things, but this is stuff that really work. True Dark, TRUDARK, True Dark, TRU without the E, so true without the E. Now these things, I'm not sure if you can see it, but you can see if you watch through that. See how my eyes are all blue, right? Sorry, not blue, red. right? It blocks out all blue light. It blocks out everything. Looks red when you look through these, and within 30 minutes of wearing this, you feel drowsy, right? You feel sleepy. So this is how you can do if you're about to go to bed and you need to do something. You need to be productive. So you still got some work to finish, but you know you're about to go to bed within the next hour. Also, put this on. It might look a little bit ridiculous. Cyclops. Sorry, I like X-Men. But these things do function, and it's nothing like your prescription blue blockers. You want to check this out. It's an investment in your sleep, right? These are not ridiculously expensive. I think about $100-something. There are other brands, and I encourage you to try it, but these are patented lenses that block out all light that influences, that tells your brain to wake up. So effectively, even though you can see, your brain thinks it's completely dark, right? And that's what creates good quality sleep. So that is that. Now, if you do need to also use screen, and let's say you can't wear these glasses or you don't have them, you can actually install a screen software to turn it into to get rid of the blue light, because blue light signals your brain it's daytime. So we want to get rid of that before you're going to bed. You can do that on the computers quite easily, on your phone. But one thing I want to talk about is TV. TV is very difficult. I don't think most TV have blue blocking software that you can install on that. So you might, and there's a workaround, you might connect your laptop or computer to your TV, use your TV as screen, and then use the software on your computer to perform the blue blocking. The standard built-in function within the phones and the tablet, like Apple has a blue blocker in a night mode. You have that on Android, not enough. It really needs to get rid of all the blue, especially when you're about to go to bed, within an hour about going to bed. One thing I do want to notice is that, I want to share is that in the early afternoon, you still want a little bit of blue. So it's kind of gradual. It's not a gradual reduction of blue light over the day. And that a good software will emulate that quite well. All right, let's talk about the software. Let me show what you can use. So on Windows, you can get Flux.com. Flux is a very affordable piece of software. You can get on Mac. I put the link up on the screen. You can go in, or you can just go and Google it. So that's a really good, proper blue light reduction software. All right, and this is the reason all my friends ask, Steve, why is your phone completely red? Why is your computer completely red? When they meet up with me at night and they look at my computer, they go, what the heck is going on? All right, so that's the blue light screen blocker. And there is, so on the phone, you can also look at twilight. That's what I use on my Android phone. You can find that something similar in Apple called Night Shift, but it's really limited. So go to App Store, because I'm not an Apple user. Go to App Store, go and search and see if you can find a better one than Night Shift. But that is, when I first started all these years ago, the people always thought, oh, that's woo-woo, and that's not true, because mainstreams are just so slow in catching up with the cutting-edge science. But you can now see that the fact that these, Apple, you've got Google implementing this, there is an element to that, right? There is a truth to that. It just takes the rest of the world forever to catch up to the cutting edge. That is proof to say this is important, right? When the big companies are starting to implement this, you know that it has an impact. Okay, so screen use we've talked about. Oh yeah, and then we've talked about the glasses, and you can see, by the way, I got a spelling mistake. True Dark does not have a, oh yeah, it does have a E. Pardon me. All right, so I have got the right link. True Dark. Interesting. I've always thought it doesn't have the E, but there you go. I stand corrected. Screen use, global. All right. So that will make everything look red and you will not see any blue. There are more tamer versions of that for early afternoon, and I do recommend that. You can look at it's a lighter tint. It doesn't look as ridiculous as that. But the true dark benefit of this is it covers all light from the edges. You don't want leaks around the side. But the more normal looking glasses, they don't block out light from the edges, right? So what I meant is, if you look at the glasses, the top of these, right, it blocks out the light around the edges. So that's why it's true dark. It's true dark. Okay, so if you get a standard other type of light blocker, just know that if you really want to get the impact of sleep, you have to let go of looking a little bit ridiculous in the evening at home. Okay, so it's a trade-off. You want a better looking, less freaky glasses that's blue blockers. You will have light leaking from the edge. In that case, you might want to change your environment lighting if you've got that control. And another use I want to share with you is this is really good for resetting your circadian rhythm when you're traveling. So when you go from a different time zone into a different time zone, of course there's other hacks as well, which I use melatonin for. When you need to go to bed and you're trying to reset at your destination time, these are awesome, right? Because in the airplane, they're not going to necessarily have the right lighting and the right timing, and you can control the lighting to help reset your circadian rhythm. So these are great for that. And I've worn this on the airplane before, and the stewardess is looking at me and go, that's a weird looking guy, and asked me about it. So I shared with her, and of course flight attendant do have a lot of jet lag issues, right? So she asked me where did I buy these from, and I told her true dark. All right, so there you go. There's other use of these glasses other than just having good quality sleep. It's actually really good for dealing with jet lag and time zone shifts. Okay, entertainment. What if you need to be entertained? Well, instead of playing Command and Conquer or some battle game, something that excites you, maybe try something else instead. And this is where I do recommend getting away from the screen, because big TV screens generally are very bright, right? Even if you can hack it, put some red light away, blue blockers, the content is designed to excite and energize you because they want to keep on playing. Go and play a puzzle, do board game, have social chat, right? These are much more calming. Well, it's designed to create social connection, and that is where that conscious shift, right? You choose the timing of what you do to program your body for the best quality sleep, and everything matters, right? So this is just a conscious choice. Before, you might just say, I want to play some games to relax. But what it's doing to your body, physiology, it's actually increasing your cortisol, it's increasing your adrenaline, it's increasing your noradrenaline, which is the opposite of what you need. Be careful. What you think is relaxing and what you're doing to your body can be completely different things. If you so I wanna talk this a little bit more. A lot of people think smoking relaxes them, right? Smoking, but we know that when you smoke, your heart rate does increase. So it's not relaxing if your heart rate is increasing. But mentally, because it feels good, so we tell ourselves that that's relaxing. Games, a lot of TV programs are designed to get you hooked. There is that psychological dependency, and also that also creates this addiction from a physiological perspective. So be very careful of that. If you have good quality sleep, it means you're relaxed. So let that be the proof. Let the energy you have the next day be the proof of whether you're truly relaxed or not, rather than letting your mind or what you think is relaxing. Oh, I want to play World of Warcraft, or I want to play some kind of exciting game, and we call that relaxation, because that's how we relax. Your body is going to tell you whether it's actually truly relaxing. So I highly recommend that you shift up, right? Change the different type of entertainment and just experience how good you feel. You've got the logs. I'll ask you to keep track of your trend. Try it. Okay, work. What about the type of work we do? We need to be productive, but this is where you just need to shift your priority a little bit, right? Rather than working on like really logical work that requires a lot of brain power, you change the nature of work to trigger that requires a more calm, a different mode of brain activation. So when you need to do brainstorming, when you do long-term vision, when you do priority setting, your brain is most productive when it's in that calmer state. So we talk about beta, alpha frequencies. Alpha frequencies is where your brain is actually almost kind of, mind is wandering. It's kind of it's creative mode. That's what we call it, right? So the logical focus, we call it convergent thinking. And that's a different brainwave to creativity, innovation, big ideas, visions, long-term thinking. That requires more creative a mindset, and that's more helpful when it's in alpha mode, right? So, and then we call that divergent thinking. So this creativity mode, this brainstorming, that is a great thing to do in the evening, because guess what your brain do when it wants to rest and get back to sleep? It goes from beta brainwave, which is fast, shallow, into alpha, which is much bigger peaks and troughs, but then slower. And you're doing the work. If you just shift your work around, do the logic during the day, at night, think creativity, think bigger picture, think longer term, expand your horizon, expand your perspective, and do work that's aligned with that. That is going to help your biology because it fits in with what is supposed to happen. Beta transitions to alpha, alpha goes to theta, and goes to delta, and that's when you're deeper asleep. And you want to aid that transition, not work against it. Hope that makes sense. All right, let's go back to the slide. You can change your work. All right, so today, it's not a lot of theory or content, but I am opening your eyes to see what's going on and what you can do about it. And you have some actions today. You might want to try a blue light filter software on all your devices, right? A lot of these software are free to try, and some of them have got this freemium model where you can use it forever, but maybe they display an ad every so often. There's a lot of free software you can try. You can try and wear this full spectrum blue blockers like I've shown you with True Dark. Make a list of social puzzle entertainment that you can do, right? Make a list right now, and then work with your family. Do that instead of getting more screen time. Use a different way to relax. Okay, so and you can think about maybe what long-term pieces of work, big picture, divergent thinking, creativity, pattern finding. Those type of activities are more conducive for evening sleep, right? Because you're transitioning, you're working with how your brain naturally tunes into alpha at evening. You're working with it rather than against it. So shift your priority, make a list of what you need to do, and prioritize that at the evening. Okay, so what improvement have you noticed? By doing all these things, let us know. What do you plan to do? Let us know. Let the community know. Let the people around you know. And this is going to double your chances of actually doing something about your sleep, doing something about your productivity. I hope you enjoyed today's streaming session of this particular module. It's a bonus section about technology and sleep. And I look forward to seeing you on the next module. Take care. Bye.